Hey y'all, it's Ashley with Fit Girl in Flight here. Today with my trusty assistant Ophelia, who is clearly hard at work. We want to build upon our competition bikini DIY series and talk a little bit more about some of the fabric choices you'll find available. If you watched our earlier video on understanding fabric stretch, you'll know I don't recommend two-way stretch metallics like this because the fit's really hard to get right and because this fabric can start to crack and tear as we add rhinestones on it. If you follow the blog, you also know I previously shared 3 rules that you should keep in mind when choosing your competition fabric, whether if you're making your own suit or you're buying from a company. The first rule is to go bold, choosing deep jewel tones that won't leave you looking washed out on stage. The second, avoid kitschy patterns, which may not be as flattering as you want them to be underneath those stage lights. And third, to always keep in mind what the finished product will look like. How is that fabric going to look when we add rhinestones? Today we're layering on one more element of that and showing you some of my favorite fabrics that adhere to our 3 rules and are guaranteed to look fantastic on stage. The first is called a holographic dot or a holographic mini dot. This is going to be a fabric with a small number of dots over a solid colored backer. What I love about this is it's going to catch a lot of light on stage, whether you're adding rhinestones or not. When you're choosing holographic dots, you have 2 different variations to choose from in almost any color. The first has a matching fabric backer that coordinates with the dots. So this is going to give you a single color look. The other choice that we have is to actually go with a black backer. So here we have those same purple dots, but with a black background, which gives you a completely different look. I love the depth of this on stage, but this is also going to be really, really gorgeous for girls looking for a little bit brighter blue purple. And of course, like any fabric, you're going to get this in tons of shades. So here's a red with a black backer. Going to look really great on redheaded girls. And here's a Kelly green with a green backer. Also a fantastic choice for a lot of ladies. The second fabric style we want to talk about is a slight variation on holographic dot, and that's something called shattered glass. This uses those same tiny dots, but has a much deeper hologram. So you'll see that this purple lets off turquoises, greens, and yellows based on which way I place it. This is fantastic for ladies who aren't planning on adding a lot of rhinestones to their suit, because you're going to catch a lot of different tones from that, from your stage lights, which is really going to make you stand out. And like other fabrics, often comes with a solid colored backer that matches or a contrasting backer. The third fabric I want to show you is my favorite. My last 2 competition suits were in variations of this fabric, and that's called an animal print or an avatar based on which company you buy from. That's going to have a variety of non-symmetrical shapes on a solid colored backer. The reason I love this is I can lay it any which way and I don't have to worry about lining up the pattern. It also is going to catch a lot of light on stage. Now this is red with a red backer, but just like with the holographic dots, we can also get the exact same color in a black backer. This is what I've gone with for my last 2 suits because I just love the depth of that black background with the solid colors. It adds a real darkness to it that I think really looks fantastic underneath the stage lights and ensures you don't get washed out. Here it is in green. And here's a really cool one I almost used last time. That's a silver that lets off a full hologram. Imagine how gorgeous that would be with purple or blue stones on it. Really, really fantastic and just a little bit edgy. So those are 3 of my favorite fabrics to choose. If you're looking at something else and want to know how it might look, shoot me a message or do what I do. Order some samples from a spandex world or a spandex house and then shine a flashlight on them and see how they're going to look. It's an easy way to make a choice that I'm sure you'll never regret.